stories written about you have all said that you are going to be a megastar and that the album is going to be a hit. Is that a pressure for you?
No, actually, it's makes you feel kind of good that people foresee and see things that you expect for yourself. You know, it feels great to me. I don't deal with the pressures and things like that.
Oh, sorry, sweetheart. Oh, you take it. I'm the madman. What are you saying?
Where'd you get your Black History Month?
Say good night.
Good night. Peace, and we
Good
out.
night.
Here is Bobby. Wow.
Please welcome Whitney Houston.
Her meteoric rise to the top in the mid-80s, with 2 classic albums back-to-back, had made her the queen of pop and one of the most influential musicians of all time. With her girl next door charm, Whitney was celebrated as the ultimate pop icon of that era. Wholesome, glamorous, and incredibly talented, she seemed to have it all. But Whitney's story wouldn't be complete without mentioning one of the most talked about chapters of her life, her relationship with Bobby Brown. Marked by highs, lows, and everything in between, it's a story that would go on to shape the public's perception of Whitney in ways no one could have imagined.
Actually, the pressures of the recording industry aren't all that new to you,
No.
are they? Why is that?
Well, I've been in this business for about 10 years now. I started at 12. So it's not pretty, new. It's pretty much old into it now.
Born on August 9th, 1963, to John Houston Jr. and Cissy Houston, a renowned gospel singer who worked with legends like Elvis Presley, Whitney would be surrounded by a rich musical background, with cousins such as Dionne Warwick, and family friends like Aretha Franklin mentoring her. From a young age, she showcased an extraordinary vocal range, growing up in a Pentecostal church and even becoming a background singer for her mother's band, all of which showed the promise of the star she would become. Her radiant presence combined with her ability to effortlessly connect with audiences made her destined for greatness. Her career took off in 1985 with the release of her self-titled debut album, which became a global sensation, spawning several chart-topping hits and solidifying Whitney Houston as a rising star in the music industry. Tracks like Saving All My Love For You, How Will I Know, a Billboard Hot 100 #1 hit with an iconic music video, and Greatest Love of All, which topped charts worldwide and became an anthem of self-empowerment, made her a household name almost overnight. The album sold millions and earned her the first of her many Grammy Awards in 1986 for the song Saving All My Love For You.
Best pop female vocalist.
Yeah.
You must have been pretty excited about that, huh?
Yes, I am. Very.
What was going through your mind the moment your name was read out?
Oh.
Could you elaborate on that?
I was like very excited. Felt good. It really felt good. Yeah.
What about all this new celebrity that's going to come with a Grammy Award? Are you ready for that?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I think I am.
Her sophomore album, Whitney, made history as the first album by a female artist to debut at #1 on the Billboard 200. It spawned 4 consecutive #1 hits, including I Wanna Dance With Somebody, which won her second Grammy in 1988. Whitney's unmatched vocal talent, chart dominance, and crossover appeal during this period cemented her status as a pop icon and one of the best-selling artists of the 1980s. With the success of her first 2 albums, Whitney was an international crossover superstar, appealing to all demographics. However, some black critics believed she was selling out, noting that her singing on records lacked the soul that was present during her live concerts. This even led to her getting jeered at the 1989 Soul Train Music Awards, when her name was read out.
What is the deal in the past when you've had the friction at the Soul Train Award? Where does that come from?
They booed me at Soul Train Awards. I don't really know what it's about, but I think that I got a lot of flack, about I sing too white, or I sing white or something like that, So I think that maybe that's where it comes from. I grew up on Soul Train just like every other black kid.
First of all, you sang the way God planned for you to sing. That's number one.
Number
that's
one.
number one.
Thank you.
I'm not exactly sure what singing white is, but I don't think
know, maybe-
there is more soul to be offered than what you give.
He really loves me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know what it is.
I don't get it.
I don't either. But I do sing the way God intended for me to sing, and I'm using what He gave me, and I'm using it to the best of my ability.
The 1989 Soul Train Music Awards is where she also met Bobby Brown. Whitney, already a global pop superstar, was drawn to Bobby's magnetic personality and bad boy charm, while Bobby, a successful R&B artist, found himself captivated by Whitney's elegance and warmth. Despite their contrasting public personas, they connected on a deeply personal level, bonding over their shared sense of humour and mutual understanding of the pressures of fame. However, many were confused as to why Whitney would fall for Bobby, as his bad boy persona was making headline news almost all the time. Their whirlwind romance quickly became a media sensation. Bobby proposed and the couple tied the knot on July 18th, 1992, in a lavish ceremony at Whitney's New Jersey estate. Their early years of marriage seemed joyful, marked by public displays of affection and the birth of their daughter, Bobby Christina, in 1993. During this time, Whitney balanced her skyrocketing career with her new role as a wife and mother, and the couple appeared to thrive in their shared love and family life. Though their relationship would later face challenges, their early days were filled with love, laughter, and the promise of a bright future together.
You are good for Whitney's image because it does kind of loosen her up. But that she might be bad for your image because you're supposed to be the bad boy.
It's not about image here. You know, it's about
but you know,
love.
it's been said, so.
It's been said, but that's what they say because it's business. It's not business with us. You know, this is love, and I think love is something more than business. It's not about that.
Whitney and Bobby's relationship was relentlessly scrutinized by the media, which cast a long shadow over both their marriage and Whitney's carefully cultivated image as America's sweetheart. From the start, their union was a favorite topic for tabloids, often portrayed as a mismatch between Whitney's pristine public persona and Bobby's bad boy reputation. Stories of their volatile dynamic quickly became a favorite topic for gossip columns, fueled by reports of public arguments, legal troubles, and even Bobby being involved in shootouts.
Singer Bobby Brown narrowly escaped a deadly shooting overnight in Boston in which his future brother-in-law was killed.
This is Bobby Brown's cream-colored Bentley. You can see the bullet holes and the blood on the front seat. It happened early this morning in Boston's tough Roxbury section. Bobby was standing next to his car outside this seedy bar. His sister's fiancé, Stephen Seeley, was sitting inside. When a gunman opened fire, Seeley was hit in the head and chest.
I'm standing in front of you and asking you, please, to allow me to work.
That was Bobby Brown April 12th after a probation violation and drug rehab ordered by the judge.
It saved my life. It got me off drugs, it got me off alcohol. And I'm thankful for that. I'm really, truly thankful for that.
Bobby Brown pleading for leniency. Just 8 days later, April 20th, Brown tests positive for cocaine.
As their marriage progressed, the headlines became more scandalous. Bobby's frequent legal issues, including arrests for DUI and assault, dominated the news, and Whitney was often guilty just by association. The couple's rocky relationship spilled into the public eye, with reports of shouting matches and visible tension during joint appearances. There would even be allegations of Whitney's romance with longtime confidant Robin Crawford, which she denied numerous times. These stories tarnished Whitney's once wholesome image as the public began to view her as a willing participant in the chaos.
He brings out the best in me, you know, he does.
Do I believe in what?
Total fidelity? Being faithful?
Oh, I am faithful. That's why I got married.
Don't you?
Even through these rocky times in her relationship, Whitney showed glimpses every so often of her great talents, both in singing and acting. At the 1991 Super Bowl, she would perform arguably the greatest rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, setting the benchmark for all future singers going forward. The following year, she would play a starring role in one of 1992's biggest films, titled The BodyGuard, going on to achieve several nominations in her first film role. The BodyGuard soundtrack also enjoyed success, with Whitney executive producing the project including the lead single, I Will Always Love You. Although the song was originally recorded by Dolly Parton in 1973, Whitney Houston's version of I Will Always Love You was highly acclaimed, going on to be certified diamond, winning several Grammy Awards the following year, and many regarding it as her signature song. However, Whitney's marriage to Bobby Brown and the rocky years that followed had a profound impact on her career, leading to missed opportunities, a shift in her music style, and even more scrutiny from tabloids. Allegations of drug use began to surface in the mid-90s, with many citing Bobby Brown as the one that introduced it to her. In a 2002 interview with Diane Sawyer, Whitney admitted to using drugs, famously dismissing allegations of crack cocaine use with the phrase, "crack is whack."
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
The interview, meant to rehabilitate her image, instead gave a glimpse into how deeply addiction had affected her life. Many speculated that the pressures of fame, combined with a tumultuous marriage, contributed to her usage of drugs. By the early 2000s, Whitney's career began to show the strain of her personal issues. Reports of erratic behavior, missed interviews, and cancelled concerts became more frequent. Years of substance abuse and emotional turmoil had taken a toll on her vocal quality, with critics and fans noting a diminished range and coarser tone during live performances. Some say that the decline in her public appearances also hurt her career, but it can be argued that she didn't owe anyone anything and was able to live a quiet and private life. And even though she was once a constant presence on award shows, talk shows, and major events, it can be said that she chose to prioritize her personal life and overcoming her battles with addiction.
Now, I grant you, I partied. But there have been times when I know I was going through a lot of emotional stress.
Despite the negative press, once again, Whitney showed why she was a star in anything she put her mind into, as her transition into film and TV production proved successful, especially with the Princess Diaries franchise and also the Cheetah Girls movie series. She was even able to renew her record contract with Arista Records, signing a $100 million contract for 6 albums, plus royalties. However, every so often the good publicity would turn bad, as Bobby Brown's frequent legal issues, arrests, and public altercations brought significant negative attention to their marriage. These incidents dragged Whitney's name into tabloid headlines purely by association, tarnishing her pristine image as America's sweetheart. Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown divorced in 2007, ending a turbulent 15-year marriage marked by public spats, legal troubles, and mutual struggles with addiction. The split followed years of escalating tension and dysfunction, including Bobby's arrests, allegations of infidelity, and Whitney's declining health and career. Whitney gained full custody of their daughter, Bobby Christina, and sought to rebuild her life.
Listen again, everybody at Nippy Inc. and Arista Records and everyone at Urban Radio, God bless you. No, don't do that. B.B. Winans and Cedric Hallwell, don't do that. I know she's here tonight. Say hi. God bless you. I thank you. I love you. Thank you so much.
Post-divorce, Whitney focused on reclaiming her career and health. In 2009, she released I Look to You, her first studio album in 7 years. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and was praised as a heartfelt comeback. Songs like the title track and $1 Million Bill highlighted her resilience, though her voice showed signs of strain. Despite the album's success, Whitney's ongoing battle with addiction overshadowed her efforts. Attempts to stage a world tour were hampered by uneven performances and further rumors of relapse.
Grammy Award winner Whitney Houston has died. Her publicist confirmed her death this afternoon. Entertainment website TMZ is reporting Houston was found unresponsive in her room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles today. Her entourage apparently called 911. TMZ says she was pronounced dead at 3:55 this afternoon.
Tragically, on February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston was found dead in a Beverly Hills hotel bathtub just before the Grammy Awards. The cause was accidental drowning, with heart disease and cocaine use as contributing factors. Her death shocked the world and reignited discussions about her struggles and legacy. In hindsight, Whitney's relationship with Bobby Brown is viewed as both a passionate but destructive chapter of her life. Bobby Brown's presence in Whitney Houston's life undoubtedly played a role in her decline, but it can also be said that Whitney was never the same again after facing many personal challenges, the pressures of stardom, and the harsh scrutiny of the media.